Wow, a slam on stimulus check number 4. That one stings a little bit, but don't worry, we are still in the ring and we will continue to persevere. Let's get into it and talk about these details. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it is totally free to do so, and the more people we have here, the greater the impact and influence that we have going forward, especially when we make these calls for a fourth stimulus check and, even more importantly, raising benefits like Social Security, retirement, disability, survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB benefits. With that being said, let's get into it and talk about these details. So yes, an interview took place recently where somebody slammed stimulus check number 4. But have no fear, we will continue to push on and do everything we possibly can to get additional relief for everybody in this community and those people who are living on a small fixed income, like all of the beneficiaries I just mentioned a minute ago. All right. Let's talk through the details of this interview. So this was actually done with a professor out of King's College in Manhattan. Now, he was out talking about stimulus check number 4 and this petition circling around online right now with over 2.5 million signatures. By the way, if you want to know more about that petition, I have a video talking about that from just a few days ago. And if you want to sign the petition, that video from a few days ago, I have the link right there in that video where you can go right to it and sign the petition, calling on a $2,000 stimulus check and $1,000 thereafter. So we will continue to keep you updated on that, but let's talk through it a little bit further. And by the way, that video is just from a few days ago if you want to scroll back and check it out after you get done watching this one, of course. All right, so let's talk through it further. So this professor was out and he said, this fourth stimulus check petition is completely disconnected from reality. Okay, fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's okay. Let's continue. He continued on to say, the folks who are calling for continuous government checks wanted them before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and they will want them after the pandemic. All right, fine. Let's offer our defense and our rebuttal to this topic because, once again, that's an opinion. Fine, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but we are allowed to give our defense and our rebuttal to that statement. And here's what we have to say. First off, he doesn't know everybody's situation, right? Everybody's situation is different. And here's another thing. You're right. For the most part, the vast majority of the population, if the government is out offering checks, recurring government checks, yeah, you're right. Most people would probably take them. I know that I would, because here's the deal. I've said this before. For the most part, the government doesn't just come out all the time offering free money, right? They don't just offer checks all the time. This is something that doesn't happen very often. So here's the deal. When they do offer it, take it, right? Take it when you can, because they're not out every day saying, here, we want to give you some money on a continuous basis. They don't necessarily do that. So like I've said before, if they offer it, take it. Seriously, be right there with your hand out and take it, because it's not going to last very long. So yeah, you're probably right. The people who want it will probably continue to want it. Okay, fine. Not a problem there. But again, he doesn't know everybody's situation. I feel like it's not fair to say that everybody who wanted them, everybody prior to the pandemic, during, and after. You know, it's not totally fair to say that because he doesn't know the situations of everybody. All right, let's continue. He continued on to say that we are in a moment where you can go out and get a job, you can get vaccinated, and you can earn your own stimulus check. All right, that's where it gets serious. Let's talk about this further, because I feel like that is completely unreasonable and unfair to make that statement. Here's the deal. The majority of people who actually need a fourth stimulus check and recurring payments right now are low-income individuals probably living on a fixed income and or older adults or the disabled. So I guess my rebuttal to that statement would be, would you suspect and expect a, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85 or plus year old person to go out and get a job because that's what they need to do to make ends meet? I feel like that's completely unfair. we shouldn't have to expect these people to go out and get a job when they're 70, 75, 80. I mean, that's just ridiculous. These people should not have to work anymore. They've put their time in. They've done everything they've needed to do. They should not have to work anymore, right? And here's the thing. Most of these people are living on a very small fixed income from Social Security because guess what? The program hasn't been reformed in decades. That's why benefits have not been able to keep up with the standards of living, the cost of living, things like this. So therefore, the small benefits that people are receiving are not enough to get by, especially in this inflationary environment that we're in right now, where prices continue to rise literally month over month. The fixed income is not keeping up with inflation anymore and the rapidly rising prices. Okay, pretty good rebuttal saying, yeah, I think it's completely fair to say that people living on a small fixed income probably want a little bit of extra money each and every month. That's completely reasonable to say, hey, please, can we have a little bit of extra money each month just to cover our basic living necessities, right? Like our rent, utilities, food, maybe a little bit of clothing, maybe a little bit of entertainment. Maybe once a month it'd be nice to have a little bit of entertainment. I mean, maybe, you know what I mean? So also, one other thing I want to say about that statement of having people go out and earn their own stimulus check. All right, once again, let's talk about the disabled for a second. Would it be reasonable to expect disabled people to go out and get a job? Well, maybe some disabled people can go out and get a job, but for the vast majority of disabled people, they probably can't go out and work. Here's the thing. Let's talk about my situation for a second. Many of you who watch this channel, you've been around for a while, you know I'm blind. Okay, fine. I'm fully capable for the most part. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm capable of doing many, many things. I'm agile. I can do a lot of different things. But the deal is I can't see. What am I supposed to do, right? I can get a job. You're totally correct. I can go out and get a job. But what can I do? My opportunities are very much limited, right? I can only do a few things. But certainly, I guess I could go get a job. But I'm not going to because I'm not going to do that. I've decided years and years ago that I will not work another traditional job ever again in my life, and I'm holding that to it, and I will not go out and get another traditional job. I'm just not going to do it. I will do other things instead. So here's the thing. I think it's completely unreasonable to say that disabled people can go out and get a job. That's just not realistic, right? I mean, yeah, some people could go out and find a job. Maybe who are not older adults or the disabled, but you're right. Other people who are fully functioning, fine. Yeah, they can probably go out and get a job if they wanted to. So, yeah, this is the interview that went down just the other day talking about a fourth stimulus check and this petition. But I just feel like, let's not worry about it. It's one person's opinion. That's okay. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. I appreciate him coming out and giving these statements on this, but at the same time, we need to continue to press on and continue to do everything we possibly can to push for that fourth stimulus check. Because here's the thing. It's not everybody that needs it. It's mostly the low income, older adults, and the people who living with disabilities are actually the ones who actually need the fourth stimulus check, right? It's not everybody. We've covered this before. Not a problem. All right. So anyway, we wanted to address that interview because this just went down and we had to give our rebuttal to this whole situation. Either way, let's talk about a couple of other really quick things here. Number one, did you see these statements out of President Biden just the other day where he said they're considering sending out federal employees to knock on doors, literally knocking on doors, asking if you've been vaccinated? Whew. I don't know about that one. I feel like that is a really touchy subject right there. And to have people physically go out and knocking on doors, asking if people have been vaccinated, I feel like that is going to offer a lot of controversy. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about that. How would you feel if some dude knocks at your door and says, hello, can you tell me, have you been vaccinated? And he wants to know all of your information? I just don't think that's going to go over very well. Maybe some people would be fine with it. Some people, maybe 50, 60%, 70% of the people would be fine with it. But there's some people, 30, 40% of the people are probably going to have a huge problem with somebody knocking on their door, asking for their personal information. I just feel like, That is treading in dangerous waters right there. That's just my opinion. I just feel like I would not go down that road. Yeah, that's not a good idea in my opinion. Either way, I'm curious to hear what you have to say about that. So let me know what you have to say. And one last thing. Yesterday, the initial jobless claim number was out. That's the number that's released every Thursday morning. It came in a little bit higher than the previous week at 373,000 new people applying for unemployment benefits last week. Yeah, so wow, it ticked up a little bit. Still, 373,000 people, new people, by the way, applying for unemployment benefits in the matter of just 1 week. Okay, well, it gives us a little bit of a pulse on the economy and what's going on with the jobs market. We like to watch that number each and every week as it's released. Either way, I want to keep you updated with everything going on. This is what we know as of right now. Of course, I'll be back later with more information and the latest updates, whatever happens to come out the rest of today. So enjoy. Thanks again for being here. I really appreciate your support. Make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video if you haven't done so yet. And of course, go back and check out any other videos right here on the channel. Share them with your friends, family, social media. And thank you once again. I appreciate it. And we'll see you again later. Thanks, everybody.